So sorry for the lateness of this review. I had a wedding this weekend that I was shooting, and I normally don't do this, but you know, I want to give a shout out to this couple because the groom is a subscriber to my channel. So I just want to really quick say congratulations to Hannah and Landry. Hopefully he'll be able to see this. So The Walk is directed by Robert Zemeckis and stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the movie is based off a true story of Philippe Petit hanging a high wire between the two towers of the Trade Center and then walking across it. And first off, I have to say this movie is visually stunning. This is a beautiful film. I went to go see this movie in IMAX 3D. I don't normally do that, but the trailer is kind of sold me on the visuals that it gave me, and it was completely worth seeing in IMAX 3D. And the movie does a really good job of telling its story visually, sort of giving you a perspective of what Philippe feels while he's on the high wire. There's a big sequence in the beginning to where you get his backstory on his street performing, and they desaturate the entire scene except for one key element. I thought that was pretty cool. But the CGI, I will say at the beginning of the movie, it is a little bit noticeable. There's a couple of face replacement shots that I think could have used a little bit more work. But the visual effects at the end of the film were spot on. They're so seamless. You know, now I'm not afraid of heights, but there are a lot of points in this movie where I was just holding my breath the entire time, just like, oh my God, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. And this movie is a really great example of how you can use visual effects, 3D technology and IMAX technology, and use it to convey a feeling in your audience. I really like the visuals in this film. If there's one thing I say you need to go see this movie in, is IMAX 3D, just because of the visuals. Now, the acting in this film is pretty good. JGL is probably the strongest performance in this film. His French accent in the beginning of the film is a little bit hard to get used to. I was really afraid going into this film that all I would see is, oh hey, it's JGL trying to do a French accent. But the beginning of the film, yeah, a little bit, but as the film progressed, I really bought into his performance, and I completely forgot that it was him just faking a French accent. The supporting cast in this film is pretty good as well, but overall the acting wasn't anything, you know, spectacular, but at the same time, they were very serviceable, so I enjoyed pretty much everybody's performance in this film. This movie is a very solid movie. It's a really good movie. It's just not a great movie. For one, things happened way too fast for me in this movie. I do like how the movie is narrated through Philippe's eyes. He's standing on the torch of the Statue of Liberty. You see the two towers in the background. He's basically narrating the entire film to you and talking to you as an audience. I think that holds true to the character of Philippe in this movie, because he says it himself in the movie. He's a performer. He's an artist. It wouldn't bode well for the movie if had somebody else narrated the film or they did it in another way. I think having the character of Philippe telling you the story really adds to his character. There's another thing that kind of bothered me. The film starts out with Philippe explaining how he discovered the two towers, how he discovered his dream of walking across a wire suspended between the two buildings. But then it kind of jumps backwards to when he was a kid and how he discovered becoming a wire worker. And it's like took me out of the movie a little bit. And then after that, it moves forward with him trying to pull off his coup. It kind of bothered me a little bit because this movie is basically two movies split in half. You have the origin story of Philippe, and then you have a heist scene at the second half of the thing. And I don't know, that kind of bothers me a little bit, but not a whole lot. And in the second half of the film, it focuses more on the night before of them setting up the wire and just trying to, you know, get ready for his performance. Rather than the days leading up to it. I feel if they would have focused more on the days leading up to him performing, it would have created more tension and a little bit more drama. I just had an issue with that. For me, it just felt that they were just rushing character development, rushing the story to get to the very last sequence of him walking across, which was phenomenal. That scene just blew my mind. But I really wanted to hold back a little bit more, give me a little bit more character development and a little bit more tension leading up to the day of, just to, you know, complete a couple story arcs and develop the characters a little bit more. Now, aside from the final scene of him actually performing his wire act in the movie, My favorite scene in this film was like, it's about Don. He's getting ready for his performance, and this one guy shows up at the roof of the two towers, and Philippe refers to this scene as the strange visitor or the silent visitor. I can't remember which one he refers to him as, but regardless, this entire scene has no dialogue. There's no speaking in this scene, but at the same time, you can get the intentions of each character, and you see how far Philippe is willing to go for his dream. And it's a very minor scene. It really doesn't add too much to the film, but it's just great storytelling. You can tell a story without any words being spoken. That's great story making and great filmmaking, and this scene is so minor. Without it, it doesn't hurt the film, and with it, it doesn't add anything to the movie. But I don't know, I just really like that scene, and you know, call me crazy for liking it, but I liked it. So in the end, this is a beautifully shot film, very visual, just a great combination of visual effects and 3D technology. Unfortunately, the movie itself as a whole can't keep up with the visuals. So for that fact, I'm giving The Walk a good game. So The Walk, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button below, help me out please. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.